Mesdames et messieurs, that has started. On est rendu dans le Next Gen Week. Xbox Series X sort demain. PlayStation 5 sort jeudi. J'ai toujours pas eu de notification de la part de Best Buy savoir si ma console a été shippée ou non. Mais bref, bienvenue à la VIICTIIMINUTE du 9 novembre 2020. On couvre un paquet de stock aujourd'hui, entre autres Assassin's Creed Valhalla Review Roundup, Bugsnax, oui, Bugsnax Review Roundup, l'annonce concernant Mass Effect Legendary Edition, me semble que c'est le même que ça s'appelle. Puis également some Game Pass stuff. Xbox ont annoncé comme quoi que les membres Ultimate allaient avoir un abonnement Disney Plus, but it comes with a catch. Cependant, je vous invite à écouter la VIICTIIMINUTE au complet pour avoir plus d'informations. Puis également, si vous êtes disponible les lundis on check out les sorties de la semaine. Fait que chose que je ne montre pas sur la version abrégée, parce que de un, pour ceux qui écoutent en version audio, écouter des trailers en version audio, c'est de la pure merde. Puis sinon, les uploads duraient pendant 2 heures, parce que les sorties de la semaine, comme cette semaine, il y a tellement de jeux qui sortent, là, c'est juste cave à quel point je peux pas inclure ça dans la version abrégée. C'est vraiment pour le monde qui sont là dans le broadcast live, qui peut apprécier toutes les trailers qu'on regarde. Puis également, c'est rare que je dis ça, mais si jamais vous nous écoutez en audio podcast, que ce soit sur que ce soit sur Google Podcasts et Apple Podcasts, parce que Spotify, tu peux pas laisser de rating, laissez un review pour le show. C'est super important. On est dans the biggest week in gaming cette semaine. Fait que leave a 5-star review ou un 1-star review. I don't care. Just leave a fucking review. Ça va être grandement pour la découvrabilité du show. Fait que, yeah, it will help me out a lot. Alright? Fait que sur ce, je vous laisse avec mon blabla de la VIICTIIMINUTE. Puis on se revoit demain for more next gen coverage. All week, baby. We ain't stopping. Actualité. The ball is in Sony's court. Just fucking announce the stuff, please. Critique. En tout cas, the user score sur Metacritic est à 2.6. Rumeur. I don't know. I'm just sharing this on the internet. Discussion. C'est pas n'importe quel jeu là, c'est fucking Halo, ok? Réaction. Nintendo, what the fuck are you doing? La VIICTIIMINUTE avec Victim. En manchette pour la VIICTIIMINUTE du 9 novembre 2020. Je vais on était quelle date? Embargo Day pour Assassin's Creed Valhalla. On va commencer le stream avec justement un review roundup là-dessus. Là, présentement, il n'y a pas grand critiques qui sont live. Il y a juste 16 critiques qui sont live. Puis, as usual, on va écouter le full review de IGN. Reviewed by Brandon Tyrell. Fait que là, c'est le temps de spammer des Eve in the chat. Là. Est-ce que Valhalla est l'Assassin's Creed that we all hoped it would be? J'ai oublié de partir en Audacity. Fuck. C'est pas grave. On hey, je vais l'avoir à un moment donné. Je vais l'ancrer dans moi-même de partir en Audacity à fucked up. Bref. Let's watch the Assassin's Creed review.
Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins before it, Assassin's Creed Valhalla continues the series' trajectory into a full-fledged open-world RPG. Though Ubisoft has dug up some of its stealth action roots to make that style more appealing, Valhalla's focus is on the absolutely massive recreation of Dark Ages England, brought to life with stunning beauty and a level of detail I've rarely seen.
Ok, attendez. C'était pas en high quality.
And it's been an impressive showcase for the Xbox Series X, playing in 4K and a near constant 60 frames per second. You have to put up with some new progression system ideas that don't quite deliver, and
j'aime le fait qu'il mentionne plus Xbox Series X.
To do, explore, and discover in and around Valhalla's more atmospheric story.
Genre, depuis le début qu'il parle de Assassin's Creed, c'est genre Xbox Series X. Review on Xbox Series X justement. Fait que there you go. Fait que
The
I
main
guess
story
the
follows Eivor,
most
their brother
optimized
Sigurd,
version.
and the friends and enemies they make throughout their exodus from the frozen fjords of Norway as Viking Wunderkinder.
I smell the stink of a dozen kingdoms in your beard.
Just to start.
Their search for wealth and glory in England's rolling hills, lush forests, and political upheaval is darker and sadder and more grounded than the past few games had led me to expect, with hard decision-making
The
that left me
tearing.
reeling. And that's all propped up by main characters delivering some intense and haunting performances.
This was the fate woven.
Ce jeu, c'est mon crackle.
This vast world
Ah,
is home to
c'est spé que
clashes
ça.
between Danes, Norse, Saxons, Britons, Picts, the word of Christ, pagan mysticism, and Norse mythology, complete with an excellent use of the Pantheon and an interpretation of Asgard I am stupidly excited for everyone to see. The Assassins vs. Order of the Ancients dynamic starts softly, almost optionally, slowly acclimating
streaming
Eivor to the
PC
ways
Jesus
of the assassin
Christ.
by weaving in and out of this tale with admirable restraint before the usual Dan Brownification picks up and reveals everything is touched by these organizations.
Dan
But
Brown.
the focus rarely shifts completely from Eivor's more engaging efforts to build a network of alliances throughout England's 4 kingdoms and its many, many shires.
That's a bread knife, my lord. Do you mean to batter me?
Stay back! Back, I say! I'll fight you!
Many of Valhalla's consistent high points come as you lead your Viking clan in raids against the gold-swollen churches and monasteries of England. Bloated with supplies and materials needed to build your new settlement that acts as your home base and quest line. The
Bon
pageantry
point,
of raiding
Alexis.
is powerful, as thatch roof huts erupt in flames while priests and villagers wail and scurry throughout the fray. The medievalness of it all is cranked up another notch in assaults on fortresses and castles, which serve as the payoffs for longer quest chains. Breaking through defenses and working toward the inner keep is a very cool spectacle.
Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? We're crashing our boats.
And oh my god, are these places incredible to behold. I know it's common to gush over a big Ubisoft open world, but Valhalla might be its most gorgeous and detailed yet.
Yeah,
I've regularly
dude.
forgotten what
I
I was
agree.
doing
It
when I
looks
would turn a
good.
bend in a snaking river and get blasted by the golden sun, or the clouds and mist roll across its swamps and forests and the lingering bones of the Roman Empire. It's absolutely stunning on the Xbox Series X. And it's not just for show. I shot a fox from what seemed like a mile away thanks to incredible draw distances. And it's unbelievable to me that load times are virtually non-existent when the fidelity is this high.
The power of the SSD, ladies and gentlemen.
While Valhalla faithfully sticks to the open world script of Origins and Odyssey, there are some new systems in play, for better or worse. This
What
time
the-
around, skill progression...
Eh, tu peux littéralement dropkick un ours. Avez-vous vu ça, chat? What the fuck? That
in
is so
Odyssey,
cool.
There are some new systems in play, for better or worse.
Boop.
This time around, skill progression and abilities rub me the wrong way for 2 reasons. First, you have to spend points to reach and reveal the next cluster of unlockable skills before you have any
My
idea
God.
what's in it or whether
I
it's
don't know
something
these
you want
skills
to work
are
with.
shit.
And secondly, these are more passive skills that augment combat rather than introducing new abilities. Granted, a lot of them are incredibly useful, vital even, but the majority are unexciting stat upgrades. The game-changing new abilities
Why?
are hidden throughout the world in books of knowledge. So unless you're exploring and hunting for them from the get-go, the big ticket abilities like the Bull Rush or
What
Ground
the
and Pound
fuck?
or that infamous kick may
Yeah,
or
le
may
kick
not
était
end up in
dans
your arsenal for
Odyssey.
dozens of hours.
Oh
Because
my
of this,
god,
the first 10 or 15
dude.
hours, I felt like Valhalla's combat
Avec le
was
shield, il a
underwhelming next to
il a
Odyssey's
coupé la
bombastic
tête.
style and flair. I was eventually proven wrong, of course, and it became flexible and fluid and brutal as ever. And it even brings back instant assassinations if you want to go back to that old style of stealth. It just takes way too long to start adding that complexity. So especially if this isn't your first Assassin's Creed game, the initial scuffles are some very bland hack and slash. On the other hand, I love what they've done with inventory and quests here. For instance, there's less loot in Valhalla, so instead of finding 400 junk-level bearded axes that you'll inevitably sell to a merchant anyway, Valhalla gives you different kinds of the archetypal axe or shield or greatsword.
Ça, I guess, ça
Each version
t'encourage
is
à continuer
statistically
de jouer
slightly
puis de faire
different and carries passive
d'autres
bonuses for
quests
flavor
post
preference, but
le
If
story.
you find one you like, you can invest in it and upgrade its quality and its level. It's so much less of a hassle and more rewarding in the long run. The other great change is in the greater flexibility and organic discovery of side quests and activities. Ubisoft has done away with the cascading lists of side quests to track in favor of revealing color-coded points of interest on the map for mysteries, wealth, and artifacts. Often you'll find one of the many insane and lighthearted side stories, like one involving a crazy cat lady.
Ooh, my pretty babies.
But it could also be a place of mystical power, a psychedelic hallucination challenge, or an ambush by bandits. They're quick reprieves from the darker, heavier tones of the long, multi-part main story quests, and the freedom to pick what you want to do feels liberating.
A visitor for Chad the Bewilderer, the most radiant and rakish riddler. Do you have the wits to best me? There is cake in it if you do.
No matter where you go in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, though, you're sure to encounter some... let's call them quirks. Everyone and everything here is fighting a...
Typical Ubisoft game.
Everyone and everything here is fighting a common foe. A large number of bugs and technical hiccups that span
Oh my
the spectrum
god!
of hilarious, annoying, frustrating, and downright broken. I've run into a half dozen hard crashes like this, breakable items that are anything but, staircases that had one job, enemy AI that is odd, nitro-powered rowboats.
Mais pourquoi les jeux de Ubisoft sont mêmes tout le temps?
Another, HUD elements that overlap or stay on screen, enemies that inexplicably regain health, and the ability to survive any fall as long as you attack on the way down, among others. You get it. Valhalla is buggy. Real buggy. That said, it wasn't overpowering.
Series X.
Looking back after 60 hours played, all those nagging issues feel like small footnotes in what's otherwise been many great hours of exploration and discovery. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a big, bold, and ridiculously beautiful entry to the series that finally delivers on that
C'est leur marque de commerce. Ubisoft, le jeu va être buggy au lancement. Mais en même temps, tu sais, faut vraiment prendre en considération que c'est du pre-released software, mais quand même, tu sais, je comprends pas qu'il... Tu sais, obviously qu'ils doivent savoir que le jeu est buggé d'une manière ou d'une autre, là, fait comme, pourquoi ils patchent pas ça? Mais c'est sûr qu'il va y avoir une patch, là, je peux pas croire que...
The fine line between historical tourism, top-shelf conspiracy theory, and veiled mysticism against the backdrop of a grounded, focused story. Fresh takes on the series' established loot and quest systems help to keep things fluid and nuanced, though progression could use some refinement. There's also a bigger than usual horde of bugs and blemishes to contend with from start to finish. But while it may not be the most stylish or polished, its rugged and brutal look at the muddy business of Scandinavian expansion is as memorable and dense as an Assassin's Creed has ever been, and it makes great use of the new consoles. For more on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, check out the first minutes of gameplay in 4K 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X, and watch our guide to the 9th century Britain. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
There you have it, mesdames et messieurs. IGN a donné un 8 sur 10 pour Assassin's Creed Valhalla, praisant justement le big open world, puis la nouvelle direction avec tout ce qui est le Viking mythology. Cependant, the game is bugged. Si on regarde un peu les critiques négatives sur Metacritic, là, ben pas négatives, mais comme moins bonnes. En tout cas, il y en a juste deux à date. GameStar disent, where Origin and especially Odyssey still had a clear mission towards role-playing, Valhalla seems like a half-hearted step backwards. Yes, there is now real action again and deadly sneaking. Yes, in its best moments, Valhalla has exactly what I want from an Assassin's Creed, but instead of focusing on the highlights, Ubisoft buries the strength of the game under boring open-world stuff. Interesting. Puis on a CG Magazine qui dit Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a good game that corrects many of the missteps found in Odyssey, offering a number of interesting improvements to the series formula. Avec un 7 sur 10. J'ai plus hâte d'Immortals, to be honest. J'ai pris goût à Breath of the Wild, yeah. Moi avec j'ai plus hâte à Immortals. Même si je le sais que c'est clairement un Breath of the Wild clone, je suis comme plus intéressé à dive in dans une expérience qui est nouvelle qu'un Assassin's Creed, if that makes sense. Parce qu'Assassin's Creed, même si il rajoute des nouvelles affaires qui modifient la recette, j'ai comme l'impression qu'I've seen enough d'Assassin's Creed. Dit le gars qui a un tatou de Zelda sur le bras, but hey, that's just me. Alright, fait que Bugsnax, un des launch titles digital pour la PlayStation 5, mais je pense que ça sur PS4 aussi, si je me trompe pas. Jeudi. Présentement, un Metascore de 79. Je vous rappelle que grâce à Soliciana qui a payé mon mois de PlayStation Plus, on va check out le jeu quand je vais avoir ma PlayStation 5. Ok, 79 sur Metacritic. Let's check out what IGN had to say on the game.
Everyone's talking about Bugsnax.
Oh my god, ils ont mis la fucking tune.
Yes, it is indeed time to talk about Bugsnax. Young Horse's oddball odyssey into the world of edible critters is jam-packed full of charm and humour that almost always prevents its sometimes repetitive, challenge-free gameplay from becoming
I don't know, it doesn't look fun.
9 or 10 hours. It's been difficult to tell by looking at its trailers, but this is a story-driven first-person adventure game with light puzzling and a surprising amount of emotional depth and character development, and manages to tell a solid story complete with twists and turns along the way. And while not being much of a technical showcase for the PlayStation 5's launch, Snacktooth Island is definitely a place worth visiting for the wildlife on show alone. Just try not to eat too many.
Sandwich.
As has been evident from the start, Bugsnax is a game that revels in its own complete absurdity. As an intrepid news reporter, you've been lured by the famous explorer Elizabeth Megafig to cover Snacktooth Island's unique wildlife. Bugsnax, walking, talking food that mutates the consumer's body parts upon consumption. Nothing about this is normal. Things get weirder still when you arrive and are thrust into an investigation of a mysterious disappearance. Oh, by the way, both you and other villagers are grumpuses, a race of colourful, fur-covered bipedal mammals that walk and talk like humans. Again, nothing about this is normal.
Okay.
Whether you find them hiding in the sand or tearing up a cabbage patch though, it's clear that each Bugsnax has been lovingly designed. There's a distinct range in appearances and behaviours, from flying pizzas to swimming soda cans, and a personal favourite of mine, the Spuddy, a tin-foiled encased potato with a slice of butter on his head that loves nothing more than to charge foil first and send you flying.
Sa tête. What?
The main mission strand consists of getting the dozen or so residents of the island's capital, Snacksburg, back home so they can be interviewed for information. The problem is that each Grumpus is scattered to a different corner of Snacktooth, and inevitably requires you to perform tasks for them in order to return, with Bugsnax being the only real sustainable food source on the island, but not one that is overly easy to obtain. Most missions follow a similar pattern. Locate the desired Bugsnax, catch the desired Bugsnax, then deliver the desired Bugsnax to the mission giver. It's a process that can become a little tired after a while, but never enough to the point of boredom. This is largely down to the excellent writing and voice performances throughout, and to the fact that each Grumpus is very much their own character with their own beliefs and problems to solve. It's safe to say that by the end of the story, I held much more of a connection to Snacktooth's inhabitants than I ever imagined I would when I first stepped onto the island. A large amount of this has to be credited to the writers, and the realistic conversations created in the context of a wholly unrealistic.
Dude, le gars il arrête de dire que genre this game has some of the best writing ever, pis c'est genre colorful avec des fruits pis des Bugsnax.
Environment.
I don't understand.
It would be very easy at first glance to dismiss Bugsnax as a gimmick-filled children's game with nothing to say. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Much like the Pixar movies have mastered, there's moments for all ages alike here. There are melancholic moments and serious subjects such as relationships, mental health, and loss broached in a delicate manner, as well as some more overarching issues like climate change that are raised. These never feel forced or heavy-handed, however, and all serve the story and its characters in overwhelmingly positive ways. That's not to say there aren't a whole lot of laughs to be had as well, and Bugsnax is genuinely funny on many occasions. Among my favourite cast members are the excellently named Cromdo Face, a surly red Grumpus who seems to be possessed by the soul of Danny DeVito in Matilda.
Baby, what a bridge!
And then there's Beffica Winklesnoot, who wouldn't feel out of place
Danny
by Rachel
DeVito
McAdams' side in Mean
Bugsnax.
Girls, if you can look past the purple fur and the hot dog
creature,
the
race, whatever, the Bugsnax.
So many hot takes.
There are over 100 different species of Bugsnax and a plethora of different methods of catching them.
Oh my
Your
god,
first step would always be to scan them by looking through your camera and pressing down on R2 to snag a snap of a snack. The parallels between this and Pokemon Snap are easily drawn, but from there on, Bugsnax becomes its own beast. Once scanned, a Bugsnax's likes, dislikes, and movement patterns will be revealed, and you'll have all the info you need to catch the kinda bug, kinda snack in your trap, but not necessarily all of the equipment. Bugsnax offers light Metroid Metroidvania elements in that regard, by which I mean there will be tools, a launchpad for catching flying Bugsnax, for example, that you'll get later on and will have to return to previous areas to catch Bugsnax that are previously out of reach. Other solutions revolve around slingshotting various condiments like hot sauce or ranch dressing, just to name a few. On the whole, catching Bugsnax revolves around the same half-dozen different mechanics that you'll have to use in different ways.
Game?
This is just about enough variation to keep the quest from becoming stale, although admittedly, by the time I reached the end of the story, I had become a little tired of the gameplay loop, and it ended just in time for me not to get too full on Bugsnax. Thankfully, there's just about enough variety on offer, even if I did yearn for a bit more of a challenge at times. Though it was rare that a moment gave me pause to think and work out how I was going to approach the puzzle, some did take a bit of ingenuity, just maybe not as many as I wanted. Overall, it's the unabashed nonsense of Bugsnax that kept me interested throughout though. Without the great writing and constant joy of finding something you just haven't seen before, it could so easily have been a stodgy, repetitive drudge of repetitive actions without any desire to see where it all leads. Fortunately, Bugsnax stays true to its principles throughout, and just when you think you've worked out its story, throws another left turn your way and lands an ending after a fantastic action-packed last 30 minutes.
Mon Dieu, ils le vendent en esti, Bugsnax, là.
Bugsnax is a light-lifting puzzle adventure that is elevated by its strong story and characters that I enjoyed until the very end. Despite some simple mechanics, the laughs outnumbered the groans significantly, as I found myself surprisingly invested in the events of the island and its inhabitants. With over 100 Bugsnax to discover and catch, there's plenty here to entertain the completionists, alongside those just looking for a well-told 6-hour mystery that will keep you guessing until after the credits roll. All of this while making me feel emotionally connected to the characters, something you previously might have thought sounded
impossible. What the fuck? 8 out of 10?
Carrot crawl, that is. For more PlayStation 5 game reviews, why not check out these videos?
8 out of 10 Bugsnax. Ok, ben là, en tout cas, IGN, ils vendent en esti Bugsnax, là. Finalement, je retire toutes les mauvaises paroles que j'ai dit sur Bugsnax. This looks like some fucking great quality game. Si on regarde vite les critiques un peu plus négatives de Bugsnax, Destructoid. It's been a while since I played a game with a cast of characters that was so good it elevated the rest of the experience. Ok, mais c'est quoi ces résumés-là qui disent fuck all? To Infinite, Bugsnax is an odd and wacky experience that will be remembered as the Black Swan of the PS5 launch lineup. In the best way possible, it highlights PlayStation's commitment to having a diverse catalog of games at the PS5 launch. And with Bugsnax being free on PS Plus for PS5 players at launch, there's no reason not to try it if you're a subscriber. Effectivement, tu sais, les jeux gratis avec PlayStation Plus. Fait que si vous avez PlayStation Plus à la base, comme it's free. Check it out. Si c'est pas votre tasse de café, move on, play Miles Morales. Sinon, Push Square qui donne un 7 sur 10 qui dit Bugsnax is a strange concoction of elements that come together for a truly unique adventure. Finding and catching the titular creatures is great fun, but the gameplay is broken up by story beats that belie the game's simple, whimsical style. The mysterious narrative and memorable ensemble cast will keep you interested between hunting for snacks too. Despite loading screens interrupting the flow and a handful of repeated beasties, this curious game is an unusual blend of flavors that works wonderfully. Je suis surpris qu'il mentionne autant genre l'histoire dans le jeu-là, parce que j'aurais pas pensé que ce jeu-là ait comme une grosse emphase sur l'histoire. Looks like a fucking arcade game que tu catch des Bugsnax pis that's it. Mais non, apparemment il y a genre du character development pis du nice clever writing. I'm surprised. Sinon, man, Mass Effect fans, it was confirmed en fin de semaine. Pour vrai, samedi, on a été gâtés, là, genre... Samedi, c'était genre le weirdest. Actually, la fin qui arrive, c'est que comme... Usually, les annonces de tout ce qui est video game news and stuff like that, c'est tout le temps la semaine. Mais là, for some reason, on a eu Demon's Souls State of Play qu'on va venir dans quelques instants. Puis justement, l'annonce que Mass Effect Legendary Edition s'en vient en next-gen au printemps 2021. Ils ont pas donné de date de sortie, sadly, ce qui est un peu décevant, mais en même temps, COVID. Fait que, rendu là, pour pas pull un Cyberpunk puis que ça soit tout le temps delayed, ça va être de l'avant avec un release window de printemps 2021. Ça fait longtemps qu'on entend parler de Mass Effect, du HD Collection Remaster, whatever, de Mass Effect. depuis cet été. Jeff Grubb, c'était quand? C'était vendredi. Jeff Grubb qui a juste casually tweet out le box art. Genre, avant même que ça soit sorti, ça m'a fait fucking rire. Hang on, I gotta find it. Vendredi, il fait juste tweet out ça. No caption, just... And there you go, it's pretty much confirmed. Puis c'est ça, le lendemain, ça a été confirmed. Même ahead du live stream ou événement du N7 Day qu'ils ont eu. Ça a été confirmed, je pense, par GameSpot. Fait que let's watch the little teaser trailer. Et après ça, we'll discuss more on Mass Effect. Look at Miranda, man. Je me rappelle qui j'ai tué. Je pense que j'ai tué le Scientist, puis le genre de Secret Agent aussi. Je les ai tués dans ma game de Mass Effect. What's up, Spicy? Mais j'ai clairement pas tué Miranda. Fuck that. Mais lui je suis pas mal sûr que je l'ai kill. Elle aussi. Garrus, non, je l'ai pas tué. Garrus, c'était mon boy. Dude, pour vrai, cette collection-là, là, c'est genre 300 plus hours. Crazy. Puis non seulement Legendary Edition s'en vient, mais BioWare ont également confirmé comme quoi qu'un nouveau Mass Effect est en développement. Fait que, hopefully, ça va pas être un autre Andromeda, because j'ai pas joué à Andromeda, mais de qu'est-ce que j'ai entendu dire de Andromeda, c'est comme quoi que le jeu était pourri. Non seulement il était badly optimized à son lancement, mais que le jeu était également pourri. Fait que BioWare, man, c'est quoi, c'est Dragon Age, il travaille là-dessus, puis là on a un Mass Effect. Fait que ça c'est cool. L'article de GameSpot dit many of us assumed that BioWare was going to announce a Mass Effect trilogy collection during N7 Day today, but we didn't expect this other piece of news. A new Mass Effect game is in development. Details on the project are extremely scarce, but BioWare is working on the next chapter of the Mass Effect universe, and it will feature a veteran team from the company, which is good. It's unclear who will be involved in the project, as original creative director Casey Hudson now leads the entire studio. Mass Effect Andromeda creative director Mac Walters appears to still be with the company and served as a writer on the original games as well as Jade Empire. Andromeda wasn't as well received as the earlier games, with criticism directed at its story, character animations, and quest design. In GameSpot Mass Effect Andromeda review, critic Scott Butterworth nice last name, also found technical issues and disliked the characters. Like, there you go. Andromeda, c'est comme le mouton noir de la série Mass Effect. Mais Mass Effect 1, 2 puis 3, même si Mass Effect 1, c'était comme un... Comment dire? Un test, I guess? Si tu joues à Mass Effect 1 puis 2, là, c'est comme deux jeux complètement différents, mais c'était comme le premier pas vers ce que Mass Effect est. C'est tous des excellents jeux. In my opinion. Mass Effect 2, the best one. Mass Effect 3... Oui, le ending est un peu décevant, mais j'ai quand même adoré le jeu. Puis Mass Effect 1. Mais là, avec Legendary Edition, puis the power of the SSDs, I guess les elevator rides vont être genre fucking rapides, which is great, parce qu'un des points négatifs de ce petit jeu-là, c'est les Christy de loading screen masqués dans les elevator rides. Pour ceux qui ont joué à Mass Effect, you know what I'm talking about. God damn it. J'ai eu la chance de jouer au 1, j'ai beaucoup aimé le 2, 3. Je suis pumped de pouvoir de jouer toute la trilogie one shot. Yeah, non, puis il y avait le Mass Effect Trilogy qui était sorti comme en one package dans le génération PS3, Xbox 360. C'est là que j'ai découvert la série d'ailleurs. Avec ça. Man, j'ai fini les jeux 100% les 3. Genre, pour vrai là. Mass Effect 1, il y a des éléments que je trouve qui étaient un peu lame, là, surtout les Mako Expeditions. Sur les planètes là, ça c'était boring as shit. Mais Mass Effect 2 et Mass Effect 3 là, some great RPG là. Puis sinon plus de détails par rapport à la Legendary Edition, Xbox One, PS4 et PC vont être disponibles également, pas juste next gen. Remastered and optimized for 4K. Fait que yes, pour bénéficier sur ma 4K TV. Mais là, ça va être des shitty ass ports Nintendo style ou un full Mafia style remake. C'est pas précisé, Spicy. On n'a pas de footage. C'est juste, hey, it's coming, même si on le savait déjà. Ça a juste été confirmed. Fait que, yeah, mais comme une excellente opportunité de pour ceux qui ont skip les Mass Effect de les jouer maintenant. Ah non, man, tu sais, ça reste quand même EA le publisher, fait qu'il y a quand même une possibilité que ça soit un shitty ass sport, mais ça m'étonnerait. Je pense que qu'est-ce que Bioware veut faire, c'est justement redeem Mass Effect parce que Andromeda n'a pas été bien reçu. Fait que avant de sortir le prochain Mass Effect, tu sais, t'as comme The Trilogy. Fait que I guess qu'ils voudraient que ça soit le best qu'ils peuvent. Maintenant! Une autre affaire qui a été droppée en fin de semaine, randomly. Sony était comme, regarde, samedi, let's just casually release 12 minutes of Demon's Souls footage. Parce que le jeu sort cette semaine. State of Play dédié à Demon's Souls. Holy shit, chat. Holy shit. On se spoil. Je l'ai déjà écouté, I don't give a shit, mais oh. Je me suis déjà spoilé.
I'm Gavin Moore, Creative Director for Demon's Souls. This is a remake of monumental scope and ambition, transforming a beloved PlayStation classic into a stunning showcase for the PlayStation 5.
Dude.
In every respect, Demon's Souls looks, sounds, and feels right at home in this next generation of gaming. We're all massive fans of the original game, and we wanted to bring everything we possibly could up to a level that modern gamers expect. And that includes the power and variety at your control in the character creator, from facial customization to hair types. There are many thousands more permutations for you to explore, empowering you to make an avatar you can relate to, whoever that might be. Demon's Souls is anchored by a hub, the Nexus. The Nexus is how you'll get to the game's 5 archstones, each of which leads to a different land in Boletaria.
Fuck
there are
off.
also many NPCs here, a key part of the storytelling experience. We were lucky enough to bring back many of the original cast to take on their iconic roles.
Dude.
Now let's enter the first archstone, the Archstone of the Small King,
Check
and start our journey at the gates of Boletaria.
Check comment ça load vite. C'est même pas 10 secondes de loading. Bam, you're already in the first Archstone. Archstone, spooky. Checkez ça, dude! What the fuck? J'ai hâte de voir les comparison videos avec l'original game. That's gonna be good. Puis je pense que c'est le first. Ouais, c'est le first gameplay demo qui montre le HUD. Parce qu'à date, on n'avait rien vu du HUD.
Attacking, blocking, and dodging all use stamina, so the player must always consider where they are, what they're facing, and what their foes are capable of. Now, these dreglings aren't particularly daunting, their patterns are relatively simple, and their attack ability somewhat limited. Still, even these earliest enemies can pose a threat if the player loses focus.
Ça a l'air easy comme jeu, man. Check ça. Boom.
For those who played Demon's Souls on PlayStation 3, you'll notice enemies behave exactly as you remember. Though you can play at 60 frames a second in performance mode, and animations have been completely redone, combat timing is just as it was.
Parce que tu vois la live bar en haut est pas complète.
For these core gameplay pillars, the untouched essence of the game around which everything else has been beautifully remade.
C'est quand même impressionnant ça qu'ils ont gardé comme tout le timing, tu sais, ils ont tout overhaul le jeu parce que ça reste un remake à la base là. Fait qu'ils ont refait le jeu from the ground up mais ils ont gardé comme le timing, les animations toutes. That is some fucking next level shit.
Having this white knuckle combat experience where the slightest error could mean your death.
J'adore. Ok, ça m'a fait fucking rire la première fois que j'ai vu une vidéo. Ça dit The slightest error could lead to your death. Puis il y a juste genre un ennemi qui court puis qui se crisse dans le vide là.
We're playing in performance mode, which targets 60 frames a second, running at a beautiful dynamic 4K. There's also a cinematic option that's an even more vivid native 4K, targeting 30 frames a second. Whether your preference is fluidity and responsiveness, or simply the most detailed possible experience,
Jesus
the
Christ.
game is a feast for the senses on PlayStation 5.
Moi, les fat roll, I don't fuck with that.
We've added thousands upon thousands of new sound effects to take advantage of the PlayStation 5's impressive Tempest 3D audio. Now you can hear Imperial spies
3D audio with compatible headphones. Merci de la précision, Mr. Sony.
in the Palace of Boletaria creeping up behind you, or a creature slithering out of the slime in the Valley of Defilement far below. Now you can experience this stunning world in 3D audio just by connecting a headset. We're also really excited about the DualSense wireless controller's haptic feedback. We wanted to make combat feel grittier.
Il répète beaucoup d'affaires qu'on savait déjà là, des fois par rapport à Demon's Souls, mais quand même c'est nice de voir le jeu in action.
A fireball in the palm of your hand before you cast it at your enemies.
Ah ouais? Nice move.
We've left the open air of Boletaria and descended into the lair of the Flame Lurker, deep within
This fucker again.
Flame Lurker is one of the most beloved of all of the Demon's Souls bosses, and here he's brought to life in amazing detail. The real-time lighting and incredible particle effects, as well as a deadly redesigned arena, all culminate in a spectacular battle set in a world of
music
fire.
in this game!
And the music here as you battle Flame Lurker is one of many incredible tracks created for Demon's Souls. On PlayStation 5, we've rearranged and fully reorchestrated Shinsuke Kida's breathtaking score with 120 world-class musicians performing at the legendary Air Studios in London.
T'es en train de manger à voler, mister? Ciao, Béo! J'aime le fait qu'on entend genre ton perso genre faire des petits screams quand il frappe.
This is the first part of the third Archstone. It's truly one of the most unforgettable areas in Demon's Souls. It's so haunting and claustrophobic. It's rife with detail and countless nooks and crannies. On PlayStation 5, we've radically increased the object density. The stage is absolutely littered with rubble, broken vases, and abandoned clutter. It's an amazing set piece for enemy encounters. These mind flayers, for example, cast glowing projectiles down long corridors. For all of the added or enhanced effects like these, we've endeavored to strike a balance between dread and beauty, echoing the tragic fall of the once glorious but now doomed Kingdom of Boletaria.
Ah, ok, je savais pas.
Moving on to the rain-soaked Shrine of Storms. Each class in Demon's Souls has a radically different feel.
Ça avec, je savais pas, je pensais qu'il y avait juste une classe dans Demon's Souls.
Clumsy when dodging an attack.
Fait que tu peux justement choisir
is quick
ton
and sure of foot,
proficiency.
but requires finesse to inflict a killing blow.
Comme lui, il frappe plus rapidement, mais il a l'air weak on the armor. Oh. Blank melee. What's up?
Veterans might have noticed that we've added new animations for all weapon types. Of course, we made sure to match the timing and feel of the original attacks. It's a small change, but it helps make each weapon choice feel a little bit more unique and makes the thrill of landing a perfect backstab all the more satisfying.
Non, je pense que c'est ça que le UI va... C'est de même que le UI va sembler in the full game.
Anyone who played Demon's Souls on PlayStation 3 knows that the Valley of Defilement is one of the most challenging, demanding levels in the game. We're so excited for those players to revisit this gloomy, arresting swamp.
Ça me fait penser à Blight Town dans
targeted 60 frames
Dark
per
Souls
second.
1.
This area was a particular challenge because we wanted to preserve the occasionally disorientating, almost maze-like nature
God knows
of the
que Blight
stage,
Town était
while
badly
building on the mythos
optimized.
of Boletaria. After all, this is a place of outcasts and the unwanted. We wanted the valley to feel much more alive with the PlayStation 5 remake, and it gave us a rare chance to revisit a truly iconic level in gaming history.
That level looks like a fucking pain in the ass to play. It is.
And before we wrap up, here's a first look at the Dirty Colossus,
The
a nightmarish
Dirty
mishmash
Colossus.
of detritus that's been discarded from above. Your best bet for success here is to keep your distance and time your attacks carefully, and use a weapon that can burn through this toxic monstrosity.
Check this out, man! The fire on the sword, it's so cool. Dude. Clairement, il va faire une attaque. What are you doing, mister? You're gonna die! Ah, the greed was too strong, man. You almost had it!
You've just gotten a taste of what's awaiting you this November. Demon's Souls is one of the most celebrated gems in PlayStation history. It defined a new genre of action RPGs, focused on tactical combat, environmental storytelling, groundbreaking
Mais Alex dit qu'il veut le speedrun. Si le speedrun est nice,
and an emphasis on trusting
si
the
le
player
speedrun
to
est nice,
learn,
maybe.
master, and ultimately to
Je
triumph.
serais down de l'essayer.
SIE Worldwide Studios and Bluepoint Games are honoured to be able to remake this classic for those who hold it dear and for a whole new generation of gamers to discover. Thank you for watching.
Ah, man. Est-ce que j'ai hâte de jouer à ce jeu-là, dude? You have no idea, Chad, how hype I am for this game. On a un launch trailer pour Miles Morales qui vient de drop. Let's watch that. C'est bizarre ça, c'est dans mes coupé sec.
Look, I don't know if I'm ready to fly solo.
You gotta take the oath.
Ah, dude, le début.
In my power to protect this city.
I promise.
On dirait que t'écoutes. Ah, what the fuck? On dirait le trailer d'un film. C'est bien hot.
Whoa.
Qué guapo.
Gracias, mami.
Guys, I wanted to thank you. Both of you.
You need to lay low. Don't trust anybody, and don't take off that mask.
This message is for Roxxon. The underground must stop it.
They need you. Miles, what's the underground doing? They're after New Form. Tinkerer, stop!
Gotta say, I'm disappointed, bud.
Krieger.
Who's this guy?
You can beat the Tinker. Roxxon, you can.
Every time I think I got this Spider-Man thing figured out, something goes wrong.
Miles, our family doesn't give up.
Whenever you say Spider-Man, you always mean the other one. You're Spider-Man. You can fix this. Your way.
A 65, dude! Fuck!
My time now. My time.
That had to be one of the fucking... Dude, c'est clairement un des meilleurs launch trailers que j'ai vu de toute ma fucking sainte vie. What the fuck? Il montre les menus en plus dans le trailer. Holy shit! Are you kidding me? That was awesome. Moving on. Dark Pictures House of Ashes announced, coming 2021 on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series. La suite à Man of Medan et A Little Hope. Let's see what that has to offer. Puis je pense que si tu finissais justement Little Hope, il y avait un tease pour le prochain Dark Pictures. But yeah, now it has been confirmed. Are you kidding me? Je dis are you kidding me, mais ça a peut-être sonné kitten. C'était pas voulu. Ok, là on change de setting drastiquement.
We are under attack by I don't know what. You wouldn't believe me even if I tried. Hell.
Non, j'ai pas fait de Little Hope. The fuck?
In Sumerian myth, they say the souls of the dead went deep underground to the House of Ashes, where they lived on dust, plagued by the demons of the underworld.
Ouais. C'est sûr que de passer à Spider-Man à ce trailer-là, c'est un peu underwhelming, but hey, au moins on a un announcement. Cela étant dit, quelque chose qui est décevant puis que... I mean, I don't understand. Je sais que comme c'est important d'avoir des launch titles de feu pour le lancement d'une console, mais comme je vois des headlines de même, PS5 launch titles, Sackboy et Big Adventures Online Co-op won't make it for its launch on November 12, 2020, but it will arrive by the end of 2020. Je suis comme, tu sais, c'est quand même un key feature dans le jeu. Vous vendez le jeu justement avec un component co-op, mais il sera pas disponible au lancement. That is kind of lame. Not gonna lie, là. Kind of lame. IGN report PlayStation 5 launch title Sackboy: A Big Adventures Online Multiplayer will not make it for its release date of November 12, 2020, and will instead arrive in a patch by the end of 2020. Revealed on PlayStation blog, Sackboy: Big Adventure will still support local co-op on launch date, but the online component was delayed to ensure it is the very best experience it can be for players, and we just need a little more time to get it right, so you can enjoy it to the fullest with your friends and family. The patch that will bring online multiplayer will also add cross-generation multiplayer, so PS4 and PS5 players can play together, as well as game save transfers from PS4 to PS5. Sûrement ça qui a causé le delay du multiplayer mode. Ça doit pas être évident, le crossplay. For those who do plan on picking up Sackboy: A Big Adventure at launch, they will be able to play the adventure solo or with up to 4 players locally. But we're in the fucking middle of a pandemic, dude! Tu pourras pas jouer à co-op à part avec genre ton père, ta mère, ta soeur ou ton frère, esti. T'as dit. T'es sûr, Alexis? Because we got a deep dive of the UI par nos amis chez Digital Foundry, man. Ils ont posté une vidéo. PlayStation 5 Interface Tour examining the new menu system. Comprehensive shit, let's do it.
Hello and welcome to what I hope will be a rather soothing video. With every new console launch, one of the most enjoyable aspects for me is checking out the new user interface that you'll be spending many years utilizing over the course of the next console generation. Naturally, Xbox has continued to refine its original design that it was used on Xbox One, but Sony has something completely new, so let's check it out. I'm going to start here by tapping the PlayStation button to log in, which then will pop over to this. Select your user, as you might expect. I have different accounts here for different regions. Here's my US account. This is my personal account. So we're going to log in here.
Merci de
And
préciser
as
que
you
t'as
can
plusieurs
see, you have
accounts.
the game bar across the top, similar to PlayStation 4, though a bit smaller. The games themselves have a more presentable face with the artwork taken across the
Avec la
screen
musique,
there.
man.
It also plays the
Gets the
music
pump,
kind
gets
of
the-
like
the hype going.
PlayStation 3 in a way, which could be annoying to some, I suppose. Down here, it's just some news and such, nothing too interesting just yet. Now, the way that the PS5 interface is broken up, it's similar to PS4, but there are some differences. First of all, it's kind of broken up into 3 tiers. At the top, we have games, media, search, settings, and your profile, along with a clock. And then in the middle, there's the game bar, of course, which we'll be looking at in a second. And then if you hit the PlayStation button, you get this, a customizable menu here at the bottom with things like you can check on your downloads. There's a switcher, notification, stuff like
Genre de pas
sound.
gamer,
You can go
regardez les
here, for
UI.
instance, to change your output
Gosse,
device directly
Alexis.
from this bar.
Fucking hell.
You can change your microphone settings here.
Hey,
Check on
c'est
your
un méga
controller and
hater.
different accessories that are connected. Bring up your account, log out, switch users, all this kind of stuff. And if you press the start button, or I guess the 3-line button, as you might call it now, you can actually customize it and kind of optimize which icons you'd
that's
like
nice.
in there, at least for those that are selectable. Notice there's a little PSVR icon there. I'm still waiting for an adapter to test that out. Now, if we pop back in here,
Avez-vous vu à quoi... Ok, attends, j'interromps la vidéo pour vous montrer à quoi il ressemble l'adapteur. Je pense que c'est un des pires adapteurs que j'ai vu de ma vie, ok? C'est tellement laid, là. J'ai vu ça et je suis parti à rire, ok? C'est quoi ça, Calice? Je pense qu'il faut changer les batteries de notre Alexis. Ouais, non, c'est ça. Yo, c'est genre... On dirait une affaire Ethernet, man. Les genres de adapters pour la Switch, là, ça ressemble exactement à ça. The fuck is this? That's the PSVR adapter for the PS5, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the video.
over to the right, bring up the game library. So first of all, one change I really like is the way it shows your whole collection, I suppose. I haven't logged in with all of my accounts, but I do have my personal US account and the Digital Foundry work account on here. And it also, in a really cool move, shows games that are on disk.
Yeah, c'est sûr.
Like, for instance, The Last Guardian here. It's installed and it's on disk. You see the little disk icon. But for games that you have on disk that are not installed, what instead you'll see is something like this. You get the little lock icon. And this also applies to games stored on other accounts. So for
mais ça, c'est tous les jeux de la PS4 que le gars y a.
Like, say, Resident Evil 3, that game code is on a different account. But because I've played it before, it's recognized and shows up in your overall collection. So this is a great way to see.
Puis une autre affaire, ok, est nerd. Une autre affaire que j'ai vu various outlets talk about, c'est comme quoi que maintenant quand tu navigues dans ton games library puis également dans les media apps, fait que les Netflix, les Disney Plus puis tout ça, tu sais les images des jeux ils loadent vraiment plus vite. Thanks to the fucking power of the SSD. Thank Lord. Fait que ça c'est cool, comme ça t'as pas besoin d'attendre genre que la page refresh. Fait que hey.
See what
faster next gen experience.
Of course, you can sort it by alphabetical or by purchase date. You can also choose to filter by platform, and I believe PS3 refers specifically to PS Now, which I cannot show right now, unfortunately. So if we pop back here, you notice there's actually 4 options along the top. I think we can just show these for now. Installed is nice because this is specifically what is obviously installed, but it's broken up into 2 sections here. At the top, we have the console storage. These are the games that are stored to the internal SSD. You have to play PlayStation 5 games from the SSD. So, yeah. Down here, then, we have extended storage. Now, this is the USB hard drive I have plugged in. It's an SSD,
dude.
And you can have the system automatically install games to this drive if they're for PlayStation 4. All PS5 games will automatically go to this drive instead. Now, of course, I have some bangers installed here, such as Lichdom Battle Mage and Life of Black Tiger, which I'm sure we'll see soon enough. But yeah, so that's basically what the library screen is like. Unfortunately, in its current form, there are no folders like we got on PlayStation 4. So you just have these icons, similar to how it used to be.
I don't mind.
It works pretty well, I think. It's fast. I really appreciate that the library is essentially part of the main UI. There's no pausing or loading to get to a separate screen. Everything loads quickly. You can scroll pretty fast. It fills in the artwork pretty quickly. I think it pulls some from the internet, of course. So there is that, unless it's a disc game, I suppose. So yeah, now let's go up to the top here and check out settings, because I think a lot of people will want to see what's in here. And
Très similaire,
it looks very similar to
PS4.
PS4, though it has that nice sort of golden light
En fait, je pense que c'est la même chose.
on the left. I'm going to start with perhaps the most interesting one here, and that's screen and video. So video output, obviously, you can adjust your resolution. You can select whether you want HDR, deep color output, which is required for HDR, the RGB range, and more. But you might be wondering, what's 4K transfer rate? Well, this specifically refers to things like chroma subsampling. So if you do a -2, it'll switch to YUV 420.
This is some nerdy shit.
So that is useful if you're running, say, an older AV receiver or even something like the original PSVR box. Though from what I've found, the system does a good job of auto-detecting what your device can support. Now in this case, I'm actually running this through a capture card, which limits what is available. So right now I am in 4K mode in RGB, but I do not have HDR enabled for capture. And you can see what's supported through this capture card. Now I also, of course, I've talked about the
Ouais, rappelez-moi, chat, quand je vais avoir ma PS5, là, puis je la plug-in, parce que aussitôt que ta plug-in, le HDCP est activé. Si ça marche pas, le capture card, puis je suis comme, pourquoi ça marche pas? Je commence à capoter. HDCP. Rappelez-moi de disable le HDCP.
CX now that I've been using, and I can confirm that the PS5 does support 120 Hz output. It supports HDR with higher color depth, I guess. It supports HDR without compromise as well, and in fact the entire menu is displayed in HDR, which looks really nice here, I must say. The system in general just retains its HDR output no matter what you're doing. So that's kind of that. Over here then we also have this adjust screen area, which is kind of a remnant from the old days. It's really just a overscan adjustment. And yeah, this is kind of set for that. And yeah, here's the Blu-ray DVD connection. So I should also note, I think we've already talked about this now, the cable included with the system is HDMI 2.1. It does support the full 4K 120 output. There are no issues there. The only complaint I have here with regard to video options is that at least in its current form, it doesn't seem to support variable refresh rate. They have specified this on some spec sheets though, so hopefully it will arrive at some point. Now if we go over to sound, there's obviously 3 things to adjust here. The microphone built into the controller, you can adjust whether you want to use this or an external microphone.
What disable?
You can adjust the level of it. You can see me speaking right here. Very cool. Yeah. So.
Okay, microphone stand.
But this is perhaps more important than that. This is the audio output section. Now, in this case.
Hey, Kev Jill, t'as-tu mon spam de console? Si tu veux en précommander une, là, je t'ai spammé des links dans le Discord, là. Il va en avoir cette semaine. Ok? Ça commence pas. Pas de pisse. T'as rien vu? This motherfucker.
Again, because I'm going through a capture card, it's just sort of this stereo mode. But you can actually choose, like, say, an AV amplifier if you want. And this is where you can choose, then, your speaker configuration. In my case, I actually have a 7.1 channel setup. You can, however, adjust the speaker position to your liking and apply that. So that's kind of a nice touch. Now, on the headphones, I don't actually have headphones here to plug in at the moment, but you can enable 3D audio from here. And this is where you customize your audio profile, which is sort of how you allow the 3D audio to function correctly, I suppose, for your ear. You get to determine the level of everything, and it's pretty cool. Also, you can do linear PCM uncompressed or 2 different forms of bit streaming. Lastly, controller speaker volume. The controller speaker is a little bit higher quality than what was in the PS4, at least. It doesn't rattle so much, so you can kind of crank it up without issue if you want. So let's go check out some of the other things like storage. Here we go. As you can see, the console has 667.2 gigabytes in total internal storage for games. That's the
Not a
internal
lot.
SSD. Here's where you have the games installed, items you can move. So I can move, let's say, so this is actually kind of a limitation right now that I was surprised to see. Essentially,
Man, moi là,
you can move
je veux juste vous aider dans votre next-gen shopping experience. Je vais faire roaster, man. Fuck y'all. I'm done.
To the external USB drive.
I'm done.
But you cannot move PS5 games there.
Ungrateful.
Which means if you want to store them on an external
Twitch
drive,
chat.
even if you can't play them there, you can't do that, which is something possible on the Xbox. So I really hope that this changes for those that would like to avoid having to re-download large games. Imagine having to download the new Call of Duty game, which seems to be coming in at 285 gigabytes.
Sont dans le channel, we the best.
Eat up a lot of space on your PS5. Now, the expanded storage.
Scroll un peu, là. Scroll un peu. Oh, what's this? J'étais tagué.
As you can see,
dude,
has 680
boom,
gigabytes
boom.
free, and
they're all there.
And yeah, here's where I keep Knack, of course, along with some other classics. Star Ocean's an interesting one. You can actually run that at native 4K and at 60 frames per second. We'll have to show that sometime.
Alexis, je suis triste.
So yeah.
Non, t'es pas le seul, Mowgli. Il est très
That's the basic
limité,
setup
le storage.
of the storage menu then. Popping back out here, let's check out System. So under System, of course, we have console information, various other things like before. There's the data transfer option where you can actually move stuff from PS4 to PS5 if you just want to carry over your
the Halo cookies
on one go. Also, the error history is kind of funny. Here's where you can actually see some of the differences here. So, like for instance, I actually did, as I mentioned in the video, I had a crash in Miles Morales, and well, there it is. It actually keeps track of this.
Really,
so exactly when this happened.
That's a cool feature.
And various other things. The content can't be found. No idea. That is bizarre.
Il y a quand même une couple d'erreurs là quand tu regardes la liste.
Some of the stuff there.
It's not good.
HDMI, of course. You still have to manually enable or disable HDCP here. You'd want to enable that if you're watching any sort of media apps or a Blu-ray movie. That's the high definition copyright protocol. But of course I have it off here because I'm capturing. And the device link is
Comme
just
j'ai
sort of
dit,
that
rappelez-moi de
HDMI
disable ça, sinon ça marchera pas.
Sort of synchronizes
Streamer
the power state, various
PS5.
other things with other HDMI devices.
Puis, pro tip pour justement tous les streamers qui vont avoir une PS5, là, n'oubliez pas de disable le HDCP. Cause je me rappelle, quand je me suis acheté ma propre PS4, j'ai plugué ça avec ma Elgato pis ça marchait pas, là. I was scratching my head jusqu'à temps que je découvre que I had to disable that stupid feature.
It synchronizes the power state and various other things with other HDMI devices, which I also leave off. Then you get your language, date, time, all the standard stuff. Remote play. So I haven't tested this yet, but I think you can kind of imagine what this will do. Power saving as well, similar to PS4. Let's see what else should we check out here.
Yeah, web browser, il skip, il veut pas avoir il veut montrer son history. C'est coquin.
Save game data. So it separates save data for PS5 games and PS4 games. And yes, it does actually allow you to download stuff from the cloud that is synchronized from your PS4 and use it in backwards compatibility mode.
Cloud.
But this is cool. There's also the cloud. You can actually choose
another one.
Which sort of
DJ Saxo, merci pour le follow.
You can also adjust where you want performance and resolution mode. So like, let's say you're playing
Spider-Man, on va taper le 2700 followers today.
Performance mode selected.
We're 4 followers away.
It
Jesus.
would start that game specifically in the 60 frames per second.
This is very nice, ok? Par défaut, tu peux choisir qu'est-ce que tu veux. Fait que si t'es un hard-ass motherfucker comme moi, qui veut tous ces jeux à the hardest difficulty, bam, tu mets le difficulty ici, puis ça va mettre tous tes jeux par défaut à la difficulté la plus haute. Même affaire pour le performance mode ou resolution mode. Si quelqu'un qui veut vraiment avoir le meilleur framerate possible, tu peux taguer tous tes jeux performance mode, ou le contraire, si tu veux avoir le highest resolution, si tu as une 4K TV puis tu veux jouer tes jeux en 4K, resolution mode. Cool stuff!
Second mode
cool
by
stuff.
Default. Currently, it defaults to the quality mode, which in this case would be the resolution mode. Also, first and third person view.
Inverted, who cares?
Whether you want your camera default normal or inverted.
No one wants inverted.
Same with third person. You You can see that. I like these features. It's a nice sort of way to sort of customize games before you even get started. And same with subtitles.
Ça, c'est
you can
cool.
default them on if you want. Or,
parce que ça l'évite d'aller dans les styles d'options à chaque fois que tu achètes un nouveau jeu. Genre, nombre de fois là, qu'il faut que j'aille manually enable les subtitles dans un jeu. Ou même le audio language, là, tu sais, same as console. Fait que si ta console est en français, ton jeu va être en français, off the rip. Vraiment cool feature. Nice feature.
Let's say you're
J'adore
playing
ça.
in a different language. Like say, you know, you have your console in French, but you just want the original audio and you're playing like an English game. I assume, presumably, it would run the game with the English audio as the default, or whatever the default audio was. Automatic updates, of course. Spoiler warnings, that's interesting. And then game status, okay. Accessories. And here we just have, you can connect Bluetooth accessories. Currently, I just have this controller there, but you can actually pair it with other things, such as the monitor here in my area and 2 question marks. I'm not sure what that's about. Then if you go over to controllers, again, you can adjust things like vibration intensity.
Ajuster la vibration, Alexis.
For instance, if you don't want the motorized
The
triggers,
vibration.
you can turn them off. You can change the brightness of the light on here. You can go dim or extra bright, which is standard.
Extra
and
bright,
also,
bright.
You can choose to use a USB cable for, I guess, the PS5 controller, which is cool if you want to use a direct USB.
Man, cette vidéo-là, on dirait qu'il dure forever,
there's also
dude.
the media remote, which I don't have.
C'est juste 15-16 minutes. L'autre vidéo de Backwards Compatibility dirait une demi-heure, on écoute au complet, pis c'était interesting. Ça, c'est genre.
Both the PlayStation camera and I guess the HD
Shit,
camera
dude.
is the PS5 specific camera, which again I do not have here to test. Anything
C'est avec
else
ça
in
qui
here?
sortirait le monde au Vietnam.
There's some
Des
nice
UI
accessibility options,
videos.
networking,
Yes.
fairly standard stuff, I think. Obviously, there's captures and broadcasts. You can adjust things like this. The video quality is nice. Actually, I should turn this up. 1080p at 60 frames per second. Why not? Yeah. So that looks pretty good. So yeah, back out to the main menu here. You know, we've already talked about most things. If I just fire up Spider-Man here, you get an idea of how quickly you can get into the game. Actually, I guess I already had this one loaded here. But yeah. So,
Qui joue à friendly levels, je sais quoi, c'est easy.
Oh yeah, and if you pop open the PlayStation menu here, if you just press it, you get this, which brings up some of the cards and news. And as you play, you actually see the sort of event cards there, and all the stuff here at the bottom, of course. But if you're in the game and you hold the PlayStation button for a second, it goes directly here. So it kind of has 2 states, depending on how you press the button, which has kind of been the case since they updated the PS3 UI back in the day. But I think that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of what the PlayStation 5 user experience is. And hopefully you've enjoyed my rambling through this as I've been doing it in real time. But yeah, if you enjoyed this tour of the PlayStation UI, let me know. And if you would like to see the same for Xbox, even though it is technically the same as it...
Mais là, Kevin, easy, come on, dude. Puis pendant justement qu'on a regardé ça, Something UI / PS5 related est sorti par IGN. PS5 Remote Play app released on PS4. I don't understand. Fait que tu pourrais Remote Play des jeux optimisés, des jeux de PS4 optimisés sur PS5 sur ta PS4 normale. Je suis pas sûr de comprendre. Sony has quietly added a PS5 Remote Play app to PS4, allowing owners of the new console to play it on their old console. The app, which has appeared on PS4 dashboards today, see image below, will seemingly allow PS5 owners to access their console from the last-gen machine, streaming its games, apps, and UI. We've tried testing the app, but it currently doesn't appear to function during the pre-release period. Mais c'est-tu des PS4 games, des PS5 games que tu veux jouer via Remote Play? I guess via Remote Play, ça pourrait marcher. Right? Fait que tu pourrais streamer des jeux de PS... Admettons, là, t'es quelqu'un qui a gardé sa PS4, t'as une PS5, I don't know, dans ton salon, pis t'as ta PS4 dans ta chambre, mais tu pourrais streamer des jeux de PS5 sur ta PS4 dans ta chambre. Ben, je pense pas parce que le DualSense, le DualShock 4 ne fonctionne pas avec des jeux de PS5 Puis le DualSense ne fonctionne pas sur PS4. Fait que ça serait juste des jeux PS4 optimisés. Right? Je sais pas si vous comprenez. C'est genre. C'est fucking. Comment il s'appelle le gars là, dans It's Always Sunny là, qui fait les conspiracies? Ça ressemble un peu à ça là. Interestingly, this presumably means you can play PS5 games with a DualShock 4 controller, which the PS5 itself doesn't allow. You won't be able to use a PS5 DualSense controller to play on the PS4. That is unless you use it when remote playing your PS4 from a PC. You could also then remote play your PS5 to the PS4 while on the PC. I don't know why you do that, but there it is. It's very confusing stuff. C'est écrit use this PS4 to connect to and control your PS5. Ouais, mais tu vas pouvoir contrôler ta PS5, mais est-ce que tu vas pouvoir jouer à des jeux de PS5? Je pense pas. On va shift notre focus vers Xbox. On a mis du spotlight à Sony en début de show. Maintenant, c'est le tour à Xbox d'avoir un peu de airtime pour la VIICTIIMINUTE. Hier, ok. What does this mean? Xbox Game Pass hier, on tweet out. All we're gonna say is that we're not posting The Mandalorian and The Child for no reason. What does this mean? Est-ce que Disney Plus s'en vient d'inclus dans le Game Pass? Il y en a qui pensent que c'est le cas. Danny Nomad dit Xbox has added a number of unique perks to Game Pass as part of its user acquisition strategy. From 3 months free Discord Nitro to 6 months free Spotify to 2 months free Funimation for Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. Looks like a Disney Plus subscription perk will be next. Yo, Xbox wants that. Ils veulent te vendre Game Pass. Genre là, ils veulent vraiment te vendre Game Pass. You tell me you got Baby Yoda and Mando included? J'imagine qu'il y a un announcement qui va être fait. Peut-être on launch day. Sinon, on a Halo 4 qui s'en vient dans le Master Chief Collection le 17 novembre. Fait que sur PC, ça précise pas si ça s'en vient sur Xbox Series également. Comme vous le savez, Halo The Master Chief Collection va être disponible sur la Series X et S, je pense, le 17 novembre également, if I'm not mistaken. Mais là, sur le tweet, ça dit PC. Fait que, I don't know for console users. But yeah, mais no one cares about Halo 4. C'est genre le pire Halo en termes de... Ben, en termes de story, c'est un des meilleurs. En termes de multiplayer, c'est un des pires. Ah, ça dit Xbox Series X puis S. Fait que I guess c'est pour... Fait que là, the entire Master Chief Collection is complete on PC, ça veut dire. You got all the games. About fucking time. 343 Industries, ça merde! Ok, j'imagine de la façon que c'est wordé, c'est parce que justement, vu que Master Chief Collection on PC, ça sort les jeux en vague. C'est pour ça qu'ils ont fait un tweet spécifiquement sur PC, mais j'imagine que quand Master Chief Collection va roll out sur Xbox Series, ça va tout être tous les jeux vont être disponibles. Which makes sense. Rappelle que Walmart Canada, oui Canada, over here, pas Walmart USA Canada, vont, ils ont confirmé comme quoi il va y avoir des Xbox Series X ainsi que des PlayStation 5 de disponibles en ligne. La Series X demain, fait que le 10, puis des PS5 jeudi. Fait que s'il y en a qui n'ont pas get their pre-orders, j'ai quasiment le goût d'aller puis précommander une Series X. Genre en fait, j'étais comme damn, I just want a Series X juste pour avoir une Series X. That's a lot of money and I'm not working, fait que je pense que je vais falloir que je contrôle le urge. I just want the new shit, man. Je suis vraiment une pute à new tech. Surtout pour video game consoles. Je sais pas pourquoi là, ils montrent la boîte de la Xbox, mais pas ça de la PS5. But yeah. Fait que là, encore une fois, je répète. Hang on. Je répète. Si vous voulez une next-gen console, Walmart Canada demain pour la Xbox Series X, jeudi pour la PlayStation 5. Vous pouvez pas dire que je vous le dis pas, là. Je répète. Walmart Canada demain pour la Series X
et jeudi pour la PlayStation 5.
Alright? Puis si vous l'avez pas précommandé, ben c'est votre Christ problème. OK? Et on a une date de sortie qui vient d'être confirmed. Sam & Max Save the World Remastered, launching on December 2nd. This is made by some of the original devs with the blessing of Sam & Max creator Steve Purcell. Enhanced visuals, widescreen support, gamepad support, 5 new musical tracks. Sam & Max qui est un iconic adventure game franchise. J'ai jamais joué à un des jeux, sadly. J'étais trop jeune pour experience that. It's un trailer? C'est un trailer, ça?
I like it already. This feels oddly familiar.
It was the commissioner, Max. Multiple reports of malfeasance in the neighborhood.
That's my favorite feasance.
That fiend hypnotized you to do his unspeakable bidding.
This qualifies as a baffling mystery.
Le art style est vraiment cool.
While I'm alive.
Exactly. I may have accidentally chewed through our brake lines.
Good to have you back, little buddy.
What are we waiting for?
Ouh! Ça fait du bien. The White House.
Sam, I'm getting confused.
You're not the only one, little buddy.
It's like a dream.
The kind where you wake up screaming with a gun in
Parce
your
qu'avant
hand,
t'as écrit
your pillow
yes.
torn to
Elle a
shreds,
dit que
and
sa
the upstairs
Xbox
neighbors
ça
calling
ship.
911.
The best kind.
Mais que la date est... The girls are on the way. Ouais, mais la PS5! Non! J'ai rien eu de la PS5. Je pense que ça va être plus tard dans la semaine, mais quand même. Si on regarde une liste... ça m'a fait rire quand j'ai vu ça. La liste des top 10 Steam sellers pour la dernière semaine. Phasmophobia, number 1. Suivi de Among Us. J'allais dire Among Us. Among Us. Destiny 2 Beyond Light, le pre-order. Numéro 3. Valve Index, encore dans le top 10. Avec numéro 4. Hades, number 5. Teardown. Je sais pas c'est quoi ça, Teardown, mais numéro 6. Cyberpunk était genre numéro 2, il y a 2 semaines. Là, il a droppé à numéro 7. I wonder why. Sûrement pas parce que le jeu a été delayed pour la énième fois. Baldur's Gate 3, numéro 8. FIFA 21, numéro 9. Et Ark Survival Evolved, numéro 10. Weird top 10. Popcorn Gamer, man. It's confirmed! Nous interrompons cette diffusion pour une présentation spéciale. It is confirmed, mesdames et messieurs, Xbox Wire vient de tweet out. Starting today, for a limited time, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can stream all the great entertainment available with Disney Plus, including content from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. Fait que le tweet d'hier était spécifiquement pour ça. Même un trailer. Encore une fois, Xbox trying to sell us that fucking membership. Il mentionne juste Mandalorian, est-ce qu'ils sont laids? Join Xbox Game Pass to get... Wait, what? 30 days? Ça veut dire quoi? C'est 4 épisodes de Mandalorian? Okay, that's fucking trash. What is this shit? 30 days. Ça aurait voulu qu'ils mettent Mulan? Ben, je sais pas, mettre d'autres affaires. Ok. That's bizarre. Yeah, finalement c'est de la pisse. What the fuck? Since launching Xbox Game Pass in 2017... we've worked to make Xbox Game Pass the one membership for gamers and continue to provide the most value for members. In the spirit of this, we rolled out Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Perks earlier this year. And with the help of content partners and companies like 2K, Sega, Spotify, Postmates, and Discord, we've been able to regularly provide members with new experiences and in-game content at no additional cost. Today we're announcing the newest perk for our Ultimate members, 30 days of Disney+. Yeah, c'est ça. This is not the way. I mean, c'est juste que quand que ce truc-là est disponible. Parce qu'au pire, ok, trial until January 31st. Fait que si vous voulez faire un 200 IQ move, chat, vous attendez que la saison 2 de Mando finisse d'être streamée au complet. Parce que comme vous le savez, il sort un épisode par semaine. Vous redeemez le Game Pass, puis vous redeemez ça. Vous allez pouvoir écouter Mando through and through. Parce que 30 days, si tu le redeem live, là, tu peux même pas écouter Mandalorian au complet. Il va falloir que t'achètes le Disney Plus membership. Xbox, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep disappointing people every time? C'est ça que tu vas faire, Richie? C'est 200 IQ play. Starting today, members will be able to stream all the great entertainment available with Disney Plus, including content from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic, from old favorites to your latest epic movies, series, and originals from the world's best storytellers, including the new season of The Mandalorian. We're excited to provide this trial as a perk for our members. All the members who are new to Disney Plus will be eligible to claim the 30-day subscription trial through the perks gallery of their Xbox console, on the Xbox app, or on Windows 10 PC, or through the Xbox Game Pass mobile app on iOS and Android. Once the perk is claimed, members will be directed to the Disney Plus site. Activate their subscription. Disney Plus is also available on Xbox One, and it will be available on Xbox Series X and S, so you can download the app via the Microsoft Store. If you're interested, don't wait too long. Members can claim and activate the trial until January 31st. Asti que c'est des plaies. Asti que c'est des plaies. Regardez l'astérix. Valid for new Disney Plus subscribers only. Fait que si t'as jamais eu Disney Plus, after trial, Disney Plus automatically renews at $6.99 until you cancel. Fait que si tu cancel pas, you get fucking charged. What a bunch of assholes. Ça, c'est l'affaire qui me fait le plus chier ever. Automatic renewal. Trying to get that money, man. Trying to get that money. Puis tu dis que c'est 25$ CMS? Donc, ben, tu sais, t'as un Disney Plus membership pour 30 jours. T'as Game Pass sur PC et sur Xbox One. Automatic Renew Bienvenue en 1980. Ouais, mais pareil, esti. C'est pas parce que je m'abonne à Game Pass que je vais être abonné à Disney Plus, tu comprends? Mesdames et messieurs, c'est ce qui conclut les sorties de la semaine ainsi que la VIICTIIMINUTE d'aujourd'hui. Merci d'avoir été présent en grand nombre. Merci pour la vague de gifted sub et de support. On approche des 2700 followers sur la chaîne. De quoi va-t'en pas? Motherfucker, I've been here for almost 5 hours. I have more shit to do. I have more coverage to do. Because they ain't stopping. I got TikToks to record. I got some food to cook. Puis j'ai un email list à refresh pour que Best Buy ship ma console. Alright? Fait que merci d'avoir été là. Once again, on se revoit demain, 9h, pour le lancement, le stream lancement de la Xbox Series X. J'ai pas de Xbox Series X, mais je vais essayer de couvrir le plus d'affaires possible. Be on the lookout pour d'autres contenus sur mes réseaux sociaux, as well as TikTok. J'ai commencé à faire des review roundup TikToks, puis le monde veut en voir plus. Du monde dans les commentaires qui ont dit fais ça pour Assassin's Creed ou whatever. Fait que je vais définitivement faire ça tantôt. Fait que TikTok at Victim pour your one-stop shop des headlines de la VIICTIIMINUTE. Puis si vous manquez la VIICTIIMINUTE pendant son enregistrement en live, il y a tout le temps la rediff abrégée sur YouTube, youtube.com/victim. Aïe, j'ai eu un blanc, j'étais comme... J'allais dire youtube.com/YouTube. Oui, monsieur. Sinon, podcast sur Apple Podcasts, Spotify et Google Podcasts. Si vous nous écoutez sur un service de podcast, don't forget to leave a review. Surtout cette semaine. Biggest week in gaming. It helps a lot. Puis si vous n'avez pas voté pour le Gauntlet, now's the time. Demi-finale numéro 1 entre The Legend of Zelda et Halo. Zelda a gagné le vote populaire ici. C'est comme les élections. Sinon, il y a Twitter poll ainsi que Instagram, puis il y a le straw poll où est-ce que vous pouvez voter pour la série que vous voulez voir être mis en vedette en 2021. Puis joignez-vous au Discord également. Discord où est-ce qu'on a la question de la semaine que vous pouvez participer. Allez dans le channel question de la semaine. Puis écrivez votre réponse qu'on va regarder ensemble ce mercredi pour conclure la VIICTIIMINUTE. Fait que that's about it. Yeah, je pense que j'ai tout cover ce que j'avais à couvrir. Donc merci encore une fois d'avoir été là. On se voit demain matin pour une autre VIICTIIMINUTE. Take care of yourselves. Video games, baby. Video games. You love to shit. Wait, mon logo il bug. Pourquoi mon logo il bug? What is this shit? Spin around. Thank you. Alright, peace out. On se voit demain. Bye. PS5 reviews are out. À pratiquement 6 jours de la sortie de la console. Les critiques sont live de various outlets. Là, Nebel il a partagé ceux de The Verge, Venture Beat, Game Informer and all that. Vous savez how we roll. Ici, on va regarder celle de IGN. Because IGN...